it's about time for us to have our next conversation. We have Kashope Faje. He is a documentary photographer extraordinaire. I'm going to add that there. He has a knack for really artistic storytelling, and he is a seasoned professional. Now, his images are so unique. They convey some really deep emotions that influence a positive reaction from his audience.
Yes, indeed. And he is here with us. He's joining us. And let's talk about your endeavors and all. Cash money. No, not cash money. Cash money. Anybody call you that? Cash money or anything?
A lot.
Oh,
a lot, yeah?
Really?
Yeah, you look like $1 million, so hey, why not?
Thank
Good
you.
to have you here. What separates you from just the ordinary photographer? You're a documentarian here.
Yeah.
So what's that unique thing that says, I'm different?
Okay, there's a lot. But I think if I have to pick one, I would say my ability to always capture like genuine emotions, like my images. Because most people go into a space and they just want to take pictures. If I'm coming here, I want to get your most genuine laugh. If you're crying, I want to get your most genuine tear.
Wow.
So yeah, for me, I feel like that emotional like component of my work is what really sells it.
I must take a lot of exposures.
Yeah.
Click, 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 click. No, not the right one. That's one. Click, click, click. Oh, there's another. Click, 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 click.
So, fun fact, there was a photograph he took, or a series of photographs he took of a car, a Mercedes. He posted them on Twitter, and Mercedes-Benz themselves reached out to him.
No, really?
Yes.
How did that turn out?
Oh, he's here now.
That's interesting.
Amazing
What was so
stuff.
unique about that picture that made them reach out?
Okay, so personally, I feel like what was unique about it was the fact that like in this terrain, there had not been like any kind of like effort that has been put into taking like a Mercedes vehicle like that. Yeah, I wish I had a picture here with
Yeah, we can probably find it. We'll probably find it online. We'll find it, yeah.
So the lighting, I mean, it was great. So I feel like you know how Nigerians are, we always support our own. So when a lot of people saw it, they're like, oh, wow, a Nigerian guy took this. So it went really viral, and, you know, Mercedes themselves, they reached out, said, oh, my God, we love the work that you did with our vehicles, stuff like that. And it's been the beginning of so many great things in my life.
Okay, wow, interesting. That's beautiful. Now, so we are in an era where everybody is a guerrilla photographer because we've got our phones, and phone cameras are getting better and better, and oh my goodness, even better. Some may say, and I'm with that school of people who think that filters are the worst atrocity that technology has ever brought on us. I hate filters. I prefer my pimples showing. I don't have any.
Well, yeah, that's why you can say that, Mazino.
I prefer the authenticity of a raw picture.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you see all these filters going about the place and people who claim to be photographers just running amok with your trade, your passion? How does that make you feel?
Okay, for me, I still feel very indifferent about it, and I'll say why. So there's the filter part, and then there's like the face app part.
Okay.
So I think what you're talking about is the face app, right? The
Face app,
Those
filters,
the face app,
AI.
they alter like the faces and you know the blemishes. They want it to look really smooth.
Yeah.
So I think for what it stands out is that for most high quality clients, right, they still know what they want and they don't want that.
Okay.
So when they want like good work, they still come to us because we know how to like, you know, take images in such a way that we still represent you as yourself, but there's always that little bit of extra aesthetic that we can still put in.
I like the rawness in every picture.
Yeah.
For instance, you have a very distinctive facial scar.
Yeah.
And most people don't want to take that out, but that's what makes you you. That's what makes you different. So
I love it.
Part of the journey.
Hey, I used to have a character I used to use all the time, and you remind me of that character in Mortal Kombat. Do you know the one?
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero? Really?
He would know. He would know.
Okay, I guess. But I would love to hear when you first picked up a camera. What year was that?
Okay, it was in 2018.
Okay.
First picked up a camera. And before I picked up a camera, I had no experience at all. I worked with nobody.
Wow.
I was a 500 level dental student in University of Benin.
Wow.
And while my friends were going to like prepare for our pathology and pharmacology exams, I spent most of my nights on YouTube watching videos and videos. Wow. So my mom sent me money to like get stuff for myself, not to get a camera. And I said, you know what? Let me get a camera. So I got a camera for just 100K.
Wow.
And just 100K. And, you know, it was my first time picking up a camera. Before then, I always saw videos on YouTube. And then I went ahead and just shot. I traveled. You know, the first gig I did was for like 3,000 naira.
Wow.
Yeah, but I had no idea where God was taking me, to be honest. And being here right now, even being able to be on this show to speak about something I'm so passionate about, it's a blessing.
Yeah, what's your biggest gig? If 3,000 naira was your first gig, the biggest gig since 5 years.
A big boy.
I'm like, no.
Big boy.
Can you tell us, please?
Wow.
Yeah, give us an idea.
There's so many.
Will it buy a car?
Okay, so biggest for you. Which do you think is the most significant for you?
Exactly, good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I think my most significant gig, right, would be the Cardi B gig.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the reason why I'm going to call it my most significant gig is because it led to like so many other gigs. And, you know, I want to especially even say thank you to Live Sport.
Yeah.
Because they gave me the opportunity to be on that. And since then, it changed my life. After that, I got a phone call from Pepsi asking me to do 10 straight shows.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
Wow.
So my question asking you how... No,
there's no way you can answer that.
we get it.
But
we get it.
you've photographed quite a few iconic people.
Yeah.
Cardi B, of course, being one of them. But who else? Who else?
Whiskey, Tiwa Savage, Davido, Future, Neo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
What's Neo like? What's he like? Because I like Neo. I like his...
I mean, he likes to dance a lot. He likes to dance a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and to be honest, like my portfolio is under 5 years. Like, I'm speechless.
Oh, wow.
It's
You're
huge.
humbled.
Yeah,
It's huge.
I've done. I'm humbled. I've done so much.
Any presidents, politicians, anybody, you know, in
like
your
that?
retinue?
Yeah, well, when they did the commissioning of the new NMPC, I was also there to take pictures of. So, I mean, I guess you can call Buhari or ex-former President Buhari.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. So now to add the documentary elements in Nigeria, how do you go about doing that? How do you document the Nigerian story or a Nigerian story? And how do people embrace it?
Okay, telling you the Nigerian story has always been something that I've had a knack for. In fact, that is my first point of contact when it comes to photography.
Okay.
Because I was born a very regular Nigerian. Even though my parents shielded me from, you know, the street life of Nigeria.
Sure.
I went to good private schools. I was able to get a good education. But I can relate to the very, 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 very regular Nigerian. So this really helps me because when I go out in the streets, I speak Pidgin English.
Yeah.
And first of all, that's very easy to connect. Because if you're going out on the street and you're speaking English, you won't be able to connect with them.
Yeah, sure.
So me being able to speak Pidgin, am I allowed to speak Pidgin on the show?
Please,
Of course you can.
So I mean, I didn't speak Pidgin well. The fact that I go Uniben, I mean, they help.
Hey, we're free. We're free.
So
Your people are here.
So
I can't relate.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
That's beautiful. So I know that I've tried sometimes to take pictures in places like we once had a project where we had to. I'm a botanist. We had to take pictures of plants in Lagos, flower.
Yeah.
And we got accosted by the area boys.
Flowers.
Plants, you know, trees, and we were cataloging the Lagos fauna. But this happened, and these guys came, harass us and everything. I didn't help the situation because of my English. But how do you manage? And if you notice, Titi, even in Nollywood, they have that problem as well when they're making shots or doing shoots in places. You have to go and first of all meet the ballet of the area, this and that. And how do you manage when they see you with an expensive camera in the streets of Isale Eko, trying to document the Nigerian story? How do you manage that?
that part is really difficult because, unfortunately, I feel like Lagos, Nigeria, is one of the few places where that ever happens in the world. Because I was born in Kogi State. I schooled in Benin. I have family in Abuja. I spent a lot of time there as well. And Lagos is the only place you come out and some guy from nowhere comes out and is like,
you owe me money for taking that picture.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like, I'm Nigerian as well. And to be honest, I mean, it can really get you upset. But then again, I try to be clever about it. When I want to do street photography in Lagos, I do it on Sundays.
Oh. interesting.
Yeah, because on Sundays, I mean, for some reason,
It's chilled.
activity.
Ah, that's
Exactly.
the secret there.
Less
You just let a
activity.
secret out. Okay,
So
all
I'm
right.
really, really smooth most of the time.
All right.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Honestly, I'm always interested in, you know, seeing people take things in leaps and bounds. And you've definitely, in over 5 years, you've taken big strides. But there's obviously a big project you're working towards. I think there's something you're working towards in September. You mentioned something earlier.
Yeah. So I've started already.
Okay.
And it's a project on West Africa, the similarities between West African countries.
Okay.
So because I feel like apart from the whole politics of it, geopolitics of it, and dividing, you know, West Africa into Nigeria and Ghana and the rest, when you go to these countries, you find that our urban areas are the same, look alike. Our fashion, I mean, I'm sure if we check a morning show in Ghana right now, we'll see a lady dressed like you.
Really? Okay.
And the guy dressed, I mean, you guys look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But if you go to the rural areas, the same thing as well. If you go to the farms, the food that we eat, very similar.
True.
So I think my next big project, which I already started, will be to document and do an exhibition in September that kind of highlights the similarities between West African countries.
Nice.
Right.
That's one I'd like to see. I'm very interested about in travel. I love West Africa. I've been to quite a few countries inside of West Africa, and I still intend to be in Burkina Faso next month.
Really? Are you trying to give me an update here?
Yeah. You'll be
us-
TV for a minute.
He's off again on his bike. But this does feel like it gets a little bit expensive, though. But you know, he looks like he can handle it.
He can handle it.
You can handle it.
Cash.
Yeah.
Good to have you here on the show.
you guys.
Fantastic. Your endeavors, I want to see them go on in the future and get bigger and bigger. It's been grand having you here on the show.
Yeah.
Let's tell them about what's happening inside the kitchen.
Yes,
where,
so-
unfortunately, because of certain circumstances, our chef came in late, so we might not be able to finish the meal.